So the Mk16 tripod is used in a variety of configurations all over the world, primarily in naval application. You'll also find it on installations at entry control points. Typically it's mounted with the front leg forward. Depending on the area that you have during the mounting setup, some people will put two legs forward, so you actually be standing the other direction. When doing that, keep in mind the 4-bolt pattern on the Mk16 stand requires you to have the locking lug forward and the stow lock bar to the rear. For instance, if this leg was forward as my front leg, you'll see how that configuration won't bolt up properly. So make sure that your 4-bolt pattern sits on the tripod when the one leg is forward, or in the reverse configuration with the 2 legs forward. The newer version of the Mk16 stand has an adjustable train stop, which allows you to restrict the left and right lateral movement of the weapon system. There's a variety of different holes all around 360 degrees of the adjustable train stop. You use either the small, medium, or large train stops in position to prevent the weapon system from going left and right. This was the older version, which had cut stops. It was not adjustable. Basically, you figured out where you wanted the weapon system to stop, and then you cut these. These were cut at 90 degrees. You'll notice when I remove the Mk82 from the Mk16 stand, this current configuration has a small pintle. In order for the small pintle to work with the Mk16 stand, it requires a pintle reducer. This pintle reducer would normally be attached here with an Allen screw, which I intentionally left undone. So if I undo the locking screw here and I pull out, this is the reducer. The front end here, as I rotated it down, has a pin that goes into this area and locks the reducer into place. And then in order for the reducer to lock onto the small pintle, right here where my finger's pointing, you actually take these little Allen screws on either side and tighten them down, and they lock into position, making your small pintle into a large pintle. The Mk16 tripod is typically made of stainless steel, which is virtually maintenance-free. There are also carbon steel versions of it. In the event that you have a carbon steel configuration of the tripod, make sure that you're cleaning the rust off of it and painting it routinely, especially if it's exposed to weather conditions outside. The stand assembly itself, the Mk16 stand, also requires little to no maintenance other than cleaning off the occasional corrosion that may happen. The socket inside, make sure that you keep that clean and add some type of lubricant, whether that's white lithium grease, axle grease, or some type of anti-seize, so when the pintole's actually inside and exposed to the weather, so that the two don't lock up.